Good evening, YouTube. I'm here this evening just basking in the spirit of ecstasy and the energy that's just coming out all over and feeling the infinite power of immortality and realizing that infinite mind is just how powerful infinite mind is and how many infinite wonderful things that he has available to us. And if we will just turn to it. And it's just been a marvelous day today. I mean, just wonderful sunshine, perfect temperature, and we got a nice starry sky out there right now. Everything is just conducive to happiness and joy in the physical area, but more especially in the spiritual. Just knowing that immortality is with us, and the greatest illusion that mankind has ever had was that we just live a few years and then we go to a grave and then we're no more. Where that ever came from, I can not figure out. But of course, we're just beginning life, and our life goes on, will go on for trillions and trillions and trillions of years and never end. And this is only just the beginning of the joys. I mean, the joys we're feeling right now are not even the trillions of the joys that we're going to feel, and the energy that we're going to feel. And even in this life, it's going to get hundreds of times greater. When you begin this journey, you start feeling so wonderful, and it's just the power just all over you and the energy flowing out all over you. But then you have to stop and realize that you are just beginning and that it's going to get 1,000 times greater in the next few years. And if you just continue meditating and thinking about infinite mind and putting away doubts and fears and continuing to keep your mind upon the positive things and upon the things that infinite mind is telling you and off the things that the world is telling you, it's the joy is just going to get 100 times greater, 100 times and hundreds of times greater, and you're going to begin to sparkle all over and bubble all over, and we one of the other great illusions that we have that man has developed is that there has to be down periods, that there has to be, and so as a result, you have more depressed people these days than you ever have in any time in history. People just are going through all kinds of depression. When really greater prosperity and abundance is all around us now than has been in any century before this. And the 20th century and 21st century both is just great prosperous centuries compared to the ones that went before. And yet in the latter part of the 20th century and then this 21st century we're now in, more people are depressed than ever before. Well, that's because they bought into the lie that they have to be have down periods. But that has never been true. That's not metaphysics. That's not cosmic science. That's not anything what's taught by Eckhart Tolle or Louise Hay or Esther and Jerry Hicks or any of the Ernest Holmes or any of our great teachers that Myrtle Fillmore. I could just name hundreds of them, and none of them teach that you have to have down periods. But they teach that every day is a day of joy. Even the scripture says, this is the day that the Lord has made, and that's talking about every day, and that's what it means. When you see that, you're supposed to realize that every day is the day that God is present, the infinite mind is present, which means all joy, peace, and happiness. Everything is present in every day. Every day has everything present. Everything that's ever going to be present, all the happiness and the joy and the peace and the happiness and the energy that you're at that's ever going to be present is present right now. There's not going to be any more created. There's no need for any more to create. There's no need to say, well, one day more joy, more happiness, more energy will be created, and then I'll feel good then. There's no need in saying that, and it's useless and it's not true because all you're going to do is find out when you get there that it's just the same until you raise your own consciousness to realize that it is all here right now. Then you'll never have the energy and the happiness and the joy. So we have to spend time raising our consciousness. You say, well, if awareness it's going to give me all this healing power and heal my diseases, my illnesses, and awareness is going to give me great joy and energy so that I'll be bubbling all over, never have a down period. Well, how do I get this awareness? How do I get this awareness? Well, you get it by spending time seeking awareness, spending time asking for awareness. You go to Infinite Mind, you say, I would like to have more awareness every day. I got to have more awareness. Now I'm going to listen to what you're telling me about awareness, and I'm going to listen as you begin to lift my consciousness. I'm going to get real quiet, and I'm going to let you lift my consciousness and my awareness to realize more and more. And every day you do that, and then at the same time, you make an effort to put away negative thoughts, and you dismiss all fear, and you miss all thoughts of death, fear, illness, all those things. You just dismiss those away, and don't allow your mind to think about those, even for at least for that period of time when you're seeking more awareness. But you should gradually just put them completely away. And as you begin to take all of the, you're surprised how much time and energy and space in your mind and everything else that those things occupy. And once you get those out of the way, then there's room for all these thoughts of awareness. And then you can lift your awareness and your consciousness and receive these things. That's how you get more awareness. And that's how you get to the place where you receive healing power and where you can be healed and you can heal others. As you get to the place where you take out other thoughts. The pure in the heart. Jesus said, the pure in heart shall see God. Those that don't bring in all these other thoughts. You bring in the thoughts of infinite mind. And that's the only thought you think of is mind is infinite. And my mind is one with infinite mind. And mind is infinite. And mind is immortal. God's immortal. Infinite mind's immortal. The Supreme Being is immortal. However you want to refer to that which is greater than yourself, the infinite mind, the Supreme Being that runs the universe. However you want to refer to it, that being is infinite and immortal, and we are one. To get awareness, then you have to realize and declare coexistence with it and realize that your consciousness, the reason why we say I am, and we realize that we are, is that we're one with the I am that runs you. We're one with the Supreme Being. We're one with infinite mind. We have all of the infinite mind power and thoughts and energy available to us. It all reaches us within as we make way for it. As we make way for energy, as we make way for health, as we make way for the realization of immortality, then that's when we get it. And then that's where the energy starts happening. And that's where the power starts coming in. And so we have to take time every day for that. That's the reason why we meditate. That's the reason why you take time for reflection. That's the reason why you take time for prayer. That's the reason why you take time for just getting quiet and just letting just asking these questions of infinite mind. Who are you, infinite mind? What can you do? How powerful are you? How immortal are you? And how immortal am I? Ask these questions, write them down, and then every day revisit them until you get answers to the questions. And then you'll be surprised how much healing power you have and how much energy you have in your life. But we have to be, we've got to realize these things. We have to, here's a real good sheet right here that I'm going to put up here. The full consciousness of immortality, infinite eternality, substance is completely present. And wealth, we talk about wealth and abundance. Wealth and abundance is the remainder. It's what's going to be left after we get rid of the negative thoughts of fear, limitation, doubt. These things are what decreases the real joy. That WASS means super joy, super abundant joy. I'm describing a joy that you can't explain by the word joy. The joy unspeakable and full of glory. That's WASS, a super joy unspeakable and full of glory. And cloud, but that negative thoughts of fear, limitation clouds all that and keeps you from getting the super abundant joy. And therefore it keeps you from getting the healing. If you can't get the super abundant joy, then you can't get the healing. So you have to learn to do that. So do not cloud your thoughts when the negative thoughts are grounded, or that is they're gotten rid of. They're just sent into the ground. Then the superabundant joy unspeakable is unbound. Then you unbind it, because we're binding our joy by these negative thoughts of fear, which are groundless anyway. They're illusions. And so when the negative thoughts are put away, then our superabundant joy is unbound and soars, resulting in all energy and therefore all true respect, poise, calmness, posture, stamina, presence of mind, and solid projection and speaking ability and ease, and everything comes. Everything that we want comes once we get rid of those things which are detracting from it, and those things which are subtracting from it are those thoughts of fear and limitation. We're saying, oh, I'm just too limited. I have such limitations to say I can't do this. I can't stand up and speak before an audience. I got news for you. You can speak before 10,000, 100,000. You can speak on TV. You can speak on radio. You can speak anywhere. You can go anywhere, do anything. You could take any course and pass it. I've got news for you. All of these things are you can do, but you'll say, "No, I am limited. I'm just so limited, and I'm afraid. I'm afraid of public speaking. I'm afraid of talking to anybody. About the unlimited mind. I'm afraid to declare. I'm afraid to just go about saying that I believe in immortality, and I'm afraid that I wouldn't be able to be creative. I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to paint a painting or write a song or sing. I wouldn't be able to sing a song before a crowd, or I wouldn't be able to write a book. Oh, that's the greatest fallacy there is. I wouldn't. Oh, I couldn't write a book. I could never come up with anything that anybody could read. I could never tell anything. I couldn't make a YouTube video that anybody would listen to. And all these limited thoughts, you see, and whenever every one of those limited thoughts takes a little bit away from your energy, takes a little bit away from your joy, takes a little bit away from your power, takes a little bit away from your projection, and it just uh, creates a situation where you can't believe that God is infinite and immortal. I mean, in reality, you kind of think so and you kind of believe so, but you can't really believe it in any real way, because if you did, then you'd have to realize that you're also immortal and unlimited, because God is love and God is power and God is omnipresent and omniscient, and all present and all powerful and all knowing. And so, if infinite mind is all those things and He's right here with us, then we have to be a part of that too. And so we need to stop and be aware. Just be aware of how great infinite mind is, and how immortal infinite mind is, and how one we are with Him. Then we'll be able to receive that same energy and that same power and that same healing ability. And we won't wonder any longer about, well, how does miracles happen? How do people get healed? Or how does some people have abundance, or some people have wealth and others don't? I mean, why we won't wonder about those anymore. We'll know that it's because they have just let themselves become aware of the limitless nature of life, and that life is limitless, and they've refused to think thoughts of limitation. They refuse to think. They refuse to be fearful. And when something comes available that can bring them wealth, or more prosperity, instead of saying, "Well, I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid that I would just fall. I'm afraid I would make a mistake, or I'm afraid I just couldn't do that, even though somebody else could." Well, then we're limiting ourselves and from abundance. And so, as I begin to bask here tonight in all of that limited power and ecstasy, I realize that there's so many people in this world today that don't realize these things, and are just caught up in all types of fear and illness, and that just makes me want to get on here and let them know about these things, so that they can their life can be happier, and they can begin to be healed and raised out of their diseases. And so, if you have an illness tonight, or if you have a disease, or if you have problems with lack, you're lacking things that you need, you don't have enough abundance in your life, just lift your mind right now with me and feel this energy that is just all over us tonight. Just feel the energy that can just come out of every cell of your body, and just lift your mind tonight. lift your mind, lift your awareness to realize that all healing power is here. Declare your immortality, declare your healing power, and let it happen. And I will have to talk to you on the next video. This has been so marvelous, and I'm glad to visit with you. We'll talk again on the next video. And y'all have a good evening, and I sure thank